So I went fishing today, and you know, I've always found it funny that the activity is called fishing. I feel it implies that a large portion of time is spent doing something that relates to, you know, fish, when actually it's not. You do three things while fishing. You, one, spend a huge amount of time doing things that have absolutely nothing to do with fish. Two, you spend a tiny amount of time, if any at all, actually dealing with fish. And three, you contemplate the universe. Or at least some of its contents. And that's what I did. At the broadest of times, I did indeed contemplate the universe, because that's just how I roll, but I also enjoy using the term universe to mean everything and anything that does or could exist in our universe. For instance, a common reply of mine to the question, "What are you thinking about, Nathan?" is often, the universe, even if I'm thinking of, you know, McDonald's French fries or something. Am I lying? I don't think so, for the bacterium that came into existence on this French fry lived a fraction of a second before dividing and dying. That French fry was its universe. Which brings us back, rather clumsily I'll admit, to the fish. I learned recently about the mechanism that fish use to catch their prey. You see, it takes too much energy and would be far too slow for a fish to close the gap between its prey and its mouth by swimming forward until its food was in its mouth. The smaller, faster fish would always win. So many fish use a technique where they propel their entire jaw structure and mouth forward to close that gap in milliseconds and suck the fish in. They do this by expanding their mouth cavity, or buccal cavity if you want to get fancy, which creates a negative pressure within their body, causing exterior water to be forced into their mouth through fluid momentum. They then need to disperse this energy through their gills at the perfect time, or the momentum of the water rushing in would actually push them backwards and away from their food. Now, I can sit here and contemplate the fluid dynamics involved here. If I wanted to, I could create the equation for the increase in volume of the buccal cavity in correlation to the negative pressure created to start the inward flow of water. I could use Bernoulli's fluid energy equation to measure the force that the fluid momentum flow had on the inside of the fish's mouth before exiting the gills. With enough time and computing power, we could measure the effect of every single water molecule involved in the act and its relation to the fish. But that raises an interesting question to me. Even with all that science and math and human ingenuity, I will never be able to recreate this action. So who is smarter? Me or the fish? Me, who can perfectly understand the mathematics involved in the fish's elegant yet deadly technique for food retrieval, or the fish, who has no concept of math, or much of anything really, but is the one who actually does it, most likely while even giving it very little thought. Now, not to go on a tangent, but basketball is a similar phenomenon for me. I could tell you the ins and outs of countless plays and techniques, how to train your body and how to develop your personal skill set, but put me on a basketball court myself and you will think that I've never even heard of the game. What I'm trying to say is that I suck at basketball as much as I suck at catching fish in my mouth, and you could quickly argue that the fish has outsmarted me. In more ways than one. You see, this fish was born in and will likely die in this lake. To this fish, this lake is its entire world, and during the few years of its short life, this fish will explore every corner of its lake world, likely countless times. Well, I have my own world. It's called the world, and in my 25 years, I have seen a much smaller range of what my world has to offer. I have been to 2 of over 200 countries in my world, and one of those only for a week. I'm outdone again by this fish, who is simply floating around its own universe, looking for food. But there is one game in which I beat the fish every time. While the fish is swimming through its universe looking for food, I'm looking for my own food, the food that feeds my humanity. This food is knowledge, because unlike the fish, who knows no existence beyond its universe, I know that there is an infinity to be found in mine. There is a solar system beyond my world, and a galaxy beyond that, and even though we can only see the depths of the visible universe, I know there's an infinity beyond that as well. So take that, fish! Not to sound rude or anything, I am just bragging a little. But what do I know? I'm just a fish, swimming through my universe, looking for food. Quite literally, actually. I'm trying to eat one of these fish right now. Rose, we'll see you on Friday.